Now, days after losing the local polls in Britain, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson is now focusing on reducing the cost of living in the country, as inflationary pressures continue to weigh on the common man, pushed higher by the Ukrainian crisis, according to reports. Johnson has now asked his ministers to slash civil service jobs to free up billions for tax cuts. Media reports suggest that a British Prime Minister called for cutting over 90,000 civil jobs and told ministers to reduce staff in their departments by a fifth. In an attempt to find money to ease the cost of living, the Prime Minister has given his council 1 month to implement these cuts and a return to civil servant numbers of 2016, which will save about $4.27 billion a year. Remember, civil staffing has increased by almost 25% in the recent times, amounting to 475,000 full-time equivalent jobs. Johnson, in an interview to the media, said, and I'm quoting here, "Every pound the government preempts from the taxpayer is money that they can spend on their own priorities, on their own lives. We have got to cut the cost of government to reduce the cost of living." He also added that we need to get back into the habit of getting into the office, getting into the workplace. There will be lots of people who disagree with me, but I believe people are more productive, more energetic, more full of ideas when they are surrounded by other people. Dave Penman, General Secretary of the FDA, a union for public service managers and professionals, has criticized the reports. In a tweet, Penman questioned the intention behind the move, describing it as a stunt or a reckless move without taking the consequences into consideration. Remember, Johnson administration is under pressure to provide more support to households as energy and essential goods prices spike. Pushed higher by the Ukrainian conflict, British inflation is at 7% year-on-year, which is the highest rate in 30 years. The Bank of England has warned inflation might reach 10% by the end of the year. The central bank last week also raised its main interest rate by a quarter point to 1% to tackle runaway price rise. Britain's economy shrank by 0.1% in March and expanded only 0.8% in the first quarter. Overall GDP on a monthly basis is now 1.2% above its pre-COVID level in February 2020. And the risk of recession is now being flagged by economists. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.